Welcome to Celeb Hut. It seems as though Solange may be squealing on her brother by marriage, attempting to send him to the poi. The meet between Jay-Z and Solange appears to be more serious than we at any point thought, in light of the fact that supposedly Solange just embedded herself into Jay-Z and Diddy's continuous case with the Fed, and it isn't for the reasons that you think. No, she's not protecting him or arguing for mercy, or in no way like that. Rather, she is supposedly working with the federal authorities to bring Jay-Z and Diddy down, presenting some highly classified data as well as strong proof to demonstrate that Jay-Z is surprisingly more terrible than Diddy is supposedly. Presently, we definitely realize that Solange is Jay-Z's operation, and she won't hesitate to just let it out. Yet this time she is purportedly attempting to take care of him for good. You all will have a hard time believing the crazy tea that she's inclination. Has Jay-Z truly been unalive in individuals to safeguard himself? Texas ain't no hold them. Bring your brother by marriage down being connected to a sex-dealing examination. He had a few chances of a couple of individuals emerging from the home. Those individuals have been kept. Now we're attempting to, in any case, come to an obvious conclusion. We truly do have a few sources on scene here that we're getting this data from. We were really the initial ones here, with around 30 different policing. Basically, there are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This simply undeniably unfurled. Sandra, I would agree that under 10 minutes prior, we arrived even before the crime location tape came up. So, we're directly down the slope. Assuming you look into the road where Tony is now to the right, you'll see one of those Bearcats policing the opposite side of those shrubberies, which is essentially the home that is enlisted in terrible kid films. I simply realized that Sal is doing vehicle wheeling right now with this news that the federal authorities have purportedly opened an examination concerning her Warmaker one brother by marriage. Jay-Z, really, saying brother by marriage or most loved brother by marriage is a ton of a stretch, since everyone realizes that Solange doesn't FS with Jay-Z and has considered him going to prison, which presumably made her break out the most costly jug of champagne to give an impromptu speech. Solange has been perseveringly coming at him for what feels like everlastingly. She's been riding his case for a really long time, perhaps years, and there's no indication of her easing up at any point in the near future. Things have been spiraling downhill for Jay-Z, and Solange doesn't appear to mind it the slightest bit. As a matter of fact, purportedly, the federal authorities approaching over him have a decent opportunity that Beyonce could try and call it quit, which is the thing Solange has been pushing Beyonce to do everlastingly. Yet allow me to fill you in regarding Solange. She is surprisingly genuine, and on the off chance that she's not feeling you, she won't imagine in any case dissimilar to her sister Beyonce, who keeps things low-key. Solange wears her hatred for Jay-Z right on her sleeve, and she doesn't actually attempt to conceal it yet. As you all know, you all recall that scandalous Lyft occurrence. Well, evidently, that was only a glimpse of something larger with regards to Solange's sentiments towards Jay-Z. Currently, we should not fail to remember, Solange has been attempting to separate Beyonce and Jay-Z for a very long time. She's purportedly been inconspicuously attempting to show Beyonce what sort of fellow Jay-Z truly is. In spite of being her more youthful sister, she's forever been furiously defensive of Beyonce. Now you all recollect that time she called the police to their home, better believe it. That was only one illustration of her paying special attention to her sister. Before we were known or the music, my sister really had our family pretty popular for something different. She chose to attempt to get my beau in a tough situation, 'cause she despised him. She was so desirous in light of the fact that we were dearest companions until him. And, we were the means by which old were you folks right now? I was 13. The sweetheart is presumably 13, 14, 1. Your sister, she was 8, gracious better believe it. So she's dealing with elder sibling here, goodness. Certainly I'm still very astounded she did this. We were higher up, and we were sitting in front of the television. Solange should let us be. My mom continued to mind us consistently. My sister strolls by the TV. She's seeing him like this, and she simply continues to walk, and I'm similar to, after the 3rd time, what are you doing? I'm following. I'm attempting to find my shading book, so I'm like, okay, so we go attempt to find a shading book, sweetheart. And I'm in my room searching for a shading book. He shouldn't be in there. She strolls in. We're similar to what's up with you. He shouldn't be in here. I'm going to cause you problems. I will kill you. I will kill you. So my beau resembles what Mr. Nose is, so he is in a real sense attempting to kill him. My mom and the young ladies were all attempting to battle him. I mean, keep him down. Next thing you know, ding-dee, it's the police. My sister called the police on my dad since she said he planned to kill him, and my father resembles, well, they said that my sister, my little girl, said that higher-ups are engaging in sexual relations, so the police resembles goodness. I will kill my children, as well. So then, at that point, my father resembles Solange. For what reason did you say that is all there is to it obvious? And she resembles no now. Even after such a long time, Solange hasn't tossed in that frame of mind, in spite of not figuring out how to move Beyoncé away from Jay-Z. She's exceeded everyone's expectations to protect her sister from hurt and a public embarrassment. Now, in the event that you've been following Beyoncé, you've likely heard about Jay's meandering eye and his set of experiences of deceiving. Beyoncé even dropped hints about it in her music, broadly alluding to Becky with the great Jay-Z. She's exceeded everyone's expectations to protect her sister from hurt and public embarrassment. Now, in the event that you've been following Beyoncé, you've likely heard about Jay's meandering eye and his set of experiences of deceiving. Beyoncé even dropped hints about it in her music, broadly alluding to Becky with the great Jay-Z. She's exceeded everyone's expectations to protect her sister from hurt and public embarrassment. Now, in the event that you've been following Beyoncé, you've likely heard about Jay's meandering eye and his set of experiences of deceiving. Beyoncé even dropped hints about it in her music, broadly alluding to Becky with the great, and Jay-Z himself hasn't avoided tending to it in that frame of mind on his collection 444. Rumors from far and wide suggest that Jay-Z has had his sights set on more than one woman beyond his marriage with Beyoncé. However, we should go as far as possible back so as to 2011, only a couple of days after Beyoncé declared her pregnancy with Blue Ivy. There was some genuinely obscene business continuing. Furthermore, Jay-Z's supposed SII, Kathy White, unfortunately died under puzzling conditions. This gets even more benevolent. Not long before her passing, Kathy evidently contacted a journalist, guaranteeing that she was prepared to spill the tea about her issue with Jay-Z, as you can imagine. Jay-Z wasn't attempting to have any guyu to advance into the public eye, particularly since he and Beyoncé recently declared that they were expecting their most memorable kid together, as per reports humming around Kathy, who supposedly organized the whole as compensation for Jay-Z walloping her with a child declaration. Jay-Z got some serious intensity for venturing out on Beyoncé, and the tables were frantic to hear Kathy spill the tea. Yet in a turn that was straight out of a thrill ride film, Kathy died under 24 hours after the fact. Discuss some genuinely dubious timing, however, to add more fuel to the generally blasting fire. Kathy's web-based entertainment account strangely vanished after her less-than-ideal destruction. This prompted a ton of paranoid ideas, proposing that she could have been quieted. Some people even pointed fingers at Jay-Z, hinting he might have been engaged with her destruction. However, as succulent as this sounds, there's been no concrete proof to back up these cases, leaving all that hung in secret. Still, it's sufficient to make her hair stand on its end, and the situation starts to get interesting when you jump into the cloudy water encompassing Kathy's passing. At first, the post-mortem examination and detailed highlight a head injury as the reason for death. However, at that point, another report turned the tables, guaranteeing it was an aneurysm rather. Now, while aneurysms can strike out of nowhere, the unexpected change and reason for death was certainly Sue's, and right when you assumed you heard everything, here comes another unexpected development, reports from the NYPD criminal investigator directing the case to a curve going against the aneurysm finding, and writer Claudia Jordan chose to dig further into this tangled snare of untruths, revealing some additional jaw-dropping disclosures she composed by a NYPD investigator who let me know Kathy's reason for death is unsure, and sometime in the afternoon we will have the post-mortem examination as well as toxicology reports. Right now, the demise is viewed as dubious. This case vanished strangely after that, and we never sincerely heard much else after that yet. As per an insider, Solange is helping out the federal authorities on this one and has purportedly vowed to surrender proof to bin Jay-Z to it. Supposedly goodness, it's an obvious fact that Solange hasn't arrived for Jay-Z. Undermining Beyoncé possibly. I mean, she, in a real sense, attempted to toss hands with him at one of Jay-Z's side pieces and open the lady's name, Olivia McFowler, and she guaranteed that Jay-Z was attempting to move to her while he was hitched to Beyoncé. Generally, Jay hit me on some "I will contact you when I'm visiting the area." He believed you should be his young lady. Friday, he maintained that I should be a young lady. However, here's the scoop: Olivia spilled the tea, guaranteeing Jay-Z sent his protector to catch her number or whatever. Yet, she wasn't having absolutely no part of that. She felt it was out and out rude for Jay-Z. Subscribe Celeb Hut for more videos.